y'all, and welcome back to the Jasmine Way. As you can see, I do have my little one. She is officially 3 weeks old, and she does not want me to shoot this video. However, her name is Devin Lauren Wells, and she was actually born 4 pounds and 8 ounces. And she arrived actually on February 3rd of 2018. So I will give you a birth story later, but right now, since I am 3 weeks post-pregnancy, I would like to share with you all what I did not like as a pregnant woman. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, that is so mean to say, your hormones aren't there anymore, so you can't be rude. And it is not that I am being rude, it's just that I'm simply trying to speak up for other pregnant women, or speak up for women who may be pregnant now, and they may watch this video and say, oh my gosh, I feel the same exact way. Because I was looking at videos, and I looked at a lot of pregnant videos on YouTube, but no one ever posted something like this. So I am sharing with you all the top, I believe I have 6 things. I'm going to share with you all the top 6 things that I did not like or appreciate during my first pregnancy. So number 6 on my list will have to be gruesome stories. This relates to breastfeeding, delivery, or just your overall experience of being pregnant. I know as a first-time pregnant woman, I'm 27, so this is my first time. So as a first-time pregnant woman, I don't think I wanted to hear gruesome stories from family, friends, associates, co-workers. It didn't matter. I didn't want to hear gruesome stories. I'm not saying butter me up with fake positivity either, but if all your stories were negative or scary or hurtful or wasn't pleasant, I don't want you to share them with me as a first-time pregnant woman. So a lot of people will come up to me and say, oh my gosh, you're pregnant. Oh my gosh, I had the worst pregnancy. I had morning sickness. I could barely go to work. I was always over the toilet. I couldn't keep anything down. Skirt. We don't want to hear that. Okay? That is not going to uplift me throughout the day. That is going to worry me throughout the day. And then once I try to reflect it with some type of positivity, I'll say, oh, you know what, my morning sickness only lasted for 8 weeks. Oh, lucky you, man, because it could have been worse than that. So because you didn't have morning sickness, that means something else is going to happen during your pregnancy. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I do not want to hear about when you were pregnant. Now, this goes for women in a 40 percentile. I do want to hear pregnant stories from my peers, so from younger girls who are, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, younger girls of, within my age group. But I think it's so weird when it's women who are over 40 who are trying to share their story with me, and their kid is like 22. Or, their kid isn't far behind my age. And so I'm just looking like, yeah, I don't want to hear your pregnant story because now your kids are grown. I had this lady at work who would tell me multiple stories of all of her children, and she had 4 children. So every day she had a different conversation for me, and I would just be like, yeah, oh really? And then it would be awkward because she would be doing all the talking, so then I would have to talk back to her. So if you are over 40, personally, I do not want to hear your pregnancy story. And I don't think that's rude to say. I just think that now we're at a time where everybody's pregnancy is different, of course. But I feel like when you were pregnant, which was 21 years ago, things were totally different, I think, than when I'm being pregnant now at 27 and in the year 2018 or 2017 through 2018. So that is something that I do not want to hear. Sorry for all the women who are over 40 who love their pregnancy story, who wants to share it with everyone, but you can keep it to yourself when you see me because I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. Someone would ask me, oh, when is your due date? And I would tell them February 22nd. They were like, oh, my son was born February 21st. Save it. I don't want to hear it. And that may seem bad or that may seem rude, but I really didn't care. Like, people would tell me like, oh, my son was born on February 22nd. Oh, you're gonna have your child on my birthday. And I would just look at them, nod, and then go about my business, because I don't care about when your son was born. Now, to make it a little bit lighter, when it came to family members, of course we cared. So I was hoping that my baby would come between February 13th and February 22nd, which was her actual due date. Only February 13th because that was my mom's birthday, and so it would mean so much to me if she would have came February 13th. However, she came February 3rd, so 10 days before her grandma. So we didn't make it to the February 13th mark, nor did we make it to the February 22nd mark, but it doesn't matter because she is here now. I do not want your advice. Let me ask for your advice first as a pregnant woman, and then, you can give it out. But don't automatically throw advice at me thinking that I want to receive it, because in certain situations, that's not the case. Like going back to number 6, a lot of people are just like excited and they start telling you these gruesome stories, not knowing that this isn't what you want to hear at that time. And so I think when it comes to giving advice, I think that's the first thing people want to do, because they've already experienced pregnancy, and they've had 4 and 5 pregnancies to your 1, and so they are more tempted to give advice. And not all advice is bad advice, but let me be a mother first. Let me soak in the simple fact that I'm about to be a first-time mom, and that let me ask for your advice. Let me feel as if like, oh man, she seems like a nice person, and her children were raised correctly, and they're off doing bigger and better things. Well, let me ask her. But in the beginning stages, we don't want your advice as pregnant women. Well, I don't want your advice as pregnant women, especially from strangers or those who I really weren't close knit with. And this happened a lot at work. A lot of people I work with try to give me advice, and I really didn't want to hear it, simply because we weren't close knit. Like, we didn't have a certain type of relationship that I wanted to receive advice from as a person. But all those other people who gave me advice, I accepted it. I listened to it, and I had memories of it simply because we had a relationship. So I don't know about taking advice from people who you have no certain relationship with. That's kind of weird. Number 2, definitely a big pet peeve. Stop staring. It is rude, okay? And I understand, like, a lot of people are like, well, they just don't know if you're pregnant or not, and you don't. I guess you really can't tell, because I found myself, at times just looking, and if I think someone is pregnant, I go about my day. I don't sit there with my mouth open and drool running, just staring at them. I got that a lot when I was at work. You really couldn't tell if I was pregnant or not because I was already small. So a lot of people just automatically assume like, oh, she gained a little bit of weight within her stomach area. So a lot of people were really scared to ask me. However, I would accept if you asked me instead of just stared at me. One day, this girl was literally just staring at me. And like I said, obviously she didn't know. And so I just looked at her and I just kindly said, yes, I'm pregnant. And she just busted out laughing. She was like, I am so sorry. She was just like, I just couldn't help myself. Like, I had seen you and I knew you were already small, but then your stomach started getting bigger, and I just didn't want to assume that you were pregnant. Then you come back and say, no, I just gained a little bit of weight. And so that's literally people's biggest fear when they're staring at you and they're trying to figure out if you're pregnant or not. And it turns out that you're not pregnant, you just gained a little bit of weight. People really are offended by that. People really are sad and they're scared and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. I actually got a couple of people like that at work. A lot of people will come up to me like, are you pregnant? I'm like, no. And they be like, oh my gosh, I didn't mean anything by it. I don't mean any harm. You just had the pregnant look, like your stomach is more, more round than flabby. And then I'll be like, all right, yeah, I'm definitely pregnant. So don't stare. If you really, really, really want to know, just ask someone or ask that person. And what a lot of people did at my job was it went around fast that I was pregnant from the higher ups. So it trickled down to like the lower level people. And so when they did find out that I was pregnant, they would confirm it with others, or they would just come and say, congratulations, I found out that you're pregnant. And I would just say thank you. Sometimes I would ask, who told you, or how did you know? And they would say, oh, I heard such and such talking about it in the office. But other than that, don't stare. Pregnant women, we already feel like all eyes are on us. We already feel like we aren't able to do anything. And we're not mad that people want to help us. But when people are like, oh, don't touch that. Oh, don't lift that. Oh my God, don't bend down. And then you're just staring at me like, I'm not handicapable and I'm not a foreign object. So please do not stare. And this takes me to my last one. Number one of the top things I hated while pregnant. And that number one thing that I hated while I was pregnant was to be touched. Do not touch a pregnant woman. Tell them, hey, do not touch a pregnant woman. My mommy did not like when you touched me. Yes, Lauren knows. Devin Lauren knows. I did not like when people touched my stomach. I think it's very rude for you to invade someone's privacy like that, especially if you do not know them and you do not have a relationship with them. If you're just going in for the kill, like, oh, I can ask her how many weeks she is and then I can just grab her stomach. It doesn't work like that. I had to address plenty of people and tell them, hey, you know, don't touch my stomach. I'm not flattered by that. We're not friends. We're not family members, so don't touch me. I remember I walked into work and I was trying to do paperwork and a lady was like, oh my gosh, you know, how many weeks are you now? And I told her, and she went right in for the kill, and I blocked her. And then before I can block her second, while I was marking her first hand, her second hand came up and appeared on my stomach. And so I literally had to like really woosah and tell her, listen, we're not friends, so don't touch me. A lot of people don't understand that is sexual harassment. So you really should touch someone. So please like, subscribe, and comment below. What didn't you like during your pregnancy? Whether it's certain foods or people trying to do things for you and you want to do them on your own, let me know in the comments and I will try to respond back to people as quick as possible. But in due time, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let me know what you want to see from me as a new mom. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see y'all on the next upload. Say thank you. Wait.